Land. I'm coming to you live on Wednesday, the 14th of February 2024, for my regular live crafty session at 8 a.m. each weekday morning. So, welcome. If this is the first time that you have watched me, I go live at 8 a.m. every morning and I create a card with you. I love sharing my love of crafting with others, and I love teaching people how to create a card step by step from beginning to end. So I share all of our latest beautiful brand new product, and anything that I show in my videos, if it's a current video, you can actually purchase through my online store. Except for this morning, what I'm showing you is an exclusive sneak peek of some brand new online exclusives that are going to be available next month. Now, that doesn't mean that no, you can't buy them. You can actually buy these in a starter kit this month. And the beauty of this month is we're in celebration. So celebration, we've got an awesome joining offer. So any of the products that we as demonstrators can purchase right now can be put in a starter kit. So I just want to tell you, just because these are online exclusives that haven't been released yet, doesn't mean you can't get your hands on them. You can actually pop them into a starter kit and enjoy an awesome 20% discount off all of your following orders after you purchase a starter kit. And I can tell you at the moment, Stampin' Up have sweetened the deal. We have 2 starter kit specials this month. We have the Glass Mat Studio that you can get for free, which is valued at $106. And I am telling you, I am in love with this glass mat. I have been crafting on it since I've got it, and there is so many advantages to having this glass mat sitting on your workspace to work on. I can tell you it is absolutely out of this world. So I didn't think I needed a glass mat until I got the glass mat. So you can actually purchase the starter kit that you get the Glass Mat Studio for free. So it comes with a chamois and also a silicone tray that can hold accessories and things, and your glass mat, which is absolutely out of this world. Or you can actually choose the extra product. So they've actually got 2 joining offers. You can choose the $51 extra worth of product. So on the glass mat deal, you get to choose $235 worth of product, and you only pay $169. And then you get to be a part of my Wild Heart Crafters community, which is absolutely so important when it comes to your crafting, to have a crafty community around you. Or, as I said, if you don't want the Glass Mat Studio and you want the extra product, you get to choose $286 worth of product and only pay $169. So it's a no-brainer. It's a win-win situation, whether it's the glass mat deal that you go for or the extra product. I am telling you, it is the best way to buy your products. It is the best way to get value on absolutely anything to do with Stampin' Up, because you get all of the specials that customers get and your discount on top. So these exclusive products that I'm showing you this morning, which is called the Zinnia Suite. I'm trying to think of what it's called. It's called the Flowering Zinnia Suite. So it is bright. It is beautiful. I am telling you, you are going to love it. So I've actually done an order of some of these online exclusives, and I don't want to overwhelm you too much with everything that we've got, but we've got some beautiful brand new online exclusive products coming. So if you're interested in purchasing any of these, they can be done only this month through a starter kit. So, as I said, you can make the best of the Glass Mat Studio. And I mean, demonstrators can't get this Glass Mat Studio at the moment, and they are crying out for it. They want it. So, you had a storm last night? Deborah, you got a storm. So, Jill, you must be close to where Deborah lives, obviously. So welcome. I'm so glad I can see quite a few of you jumping in. So I love coming to you live every morning. I tell you what, it's the highlight of my morning. It is absolutely wonderful to be jumping on and crafting with you every morning. So I'm super excited to be crafting with you. So let's get to crafting, because I'm sure that's what you're all ready for. So I'm just going to change my camera down onto my desk, and you're going to see these lovely, lovely brand new products that we have, which is absolutely stunning. So you can see how bright they are. They are absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just bear with me while I get a little bit of things happening here. And then I'm going to go like that. And there you can see me. I popped up in the corner. Can you see that? So hopefully everyone can hear me. Okay. I worked out a way around being able to. Yesterday, when I went live yesterday afternoon, of course, there was no sound. Where now there should be sound. Now we should be all good. And you can see me in the little corner. So you can see my expressions on my face. I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I love hanging down here in the corner so that you can actually see the person that's behind the camera. So we have some gorgeous products. So, of course, this is the Simply Zinnia stamp set. So I think it's absolutely gorgeous. The Zinnia bundle was not available on Sunday. I don't actually think it is. I think it is on back order too, Glenda. I think you are right. And I apologize for showing you all this. But, I mean, you can actually join and get all the other products. I think it's the stamp set. Let me just double check. I want to double check so I give you the right information so you are not, let me go here, inventory status report, and we will see, because it'll be, no, it must be available now. It must be available because it's not on the not orderable. So it must have come in. Okay. So I don't think we have to panic. It's not on the not orderable. Let me see if I go into, I'm just going to go Zinnia and see if I can put it in a add to cart. Yes, it is. It's still available. So it's all good. So don't panic, everyone. It is still available. So we won't have to worry about that. So Glenda, you jump on now and you can order it. So because Glenda's actually in my team, so she's able to order. So we've got the Simply Zinnia stamp set. We've got the Zinnia 3D embossing folder. And we've got the Simply Zinnia dies. And we also have these gorgeous adhesive-backed shiny sequins, okay? Now, I don't know whether there was actually a ribbon that went with it. I can't remember whether there was a ribbon. No, there's no ribbon that goes with it. It's just the stamp set, the dies, the 12 by 12 designer series paper, the 3D embossing folder, and the sequins, okay? And you can actually purchase these all in just one item code. You can actually get the whole thing in a suite, or you can actually purchase things individually as well. Tossing up between the Zinnia and the Lovely Latte. I have the Lovely Latte as well. All right, so I'm going to show you that. Now, I need to show you, for a start, I'm going to show you this, because this is actually something that I love, love, love. Anything to do with glitter, anything to do with shimmer. So I want to show you this because I think it is absolutely so, so pretty. I mean, you get me every time you get glimmer sheets. You get me every single time. Now, I don't know whether it tells me. Berry Burst, Old Olive, and White. Look at those. Now, aren't they absolutely beautiful? I'm sure I just looked at the bundle, Beryl, and I'm sure it says it's available. So there's nothing that it doesn't even say it on the inventory status. So it is definitely available. Hey Melinda, thanks for jumping on. So who have we got here this morning? Let me see who we have. I'll go back through the comments. So Matthew, I know, was first off the cab. Darby, welcome. Deborah, Donna, welcome. Carol, welcome. Julie, Jill, welcome. Jean, Glenda, welcome everybody. Who else have we got? Beryl, Janice, Kay, Paulette, Jill. Well, I've got a Facebook user, so I'm not quite sure who that is. Donna Lee, that reminds me of my daughter, Denny Lee, and I'm Donna Lee. That's my middle name is Lee. Kay, welcome. Melinda, Carol, welcome. Janet, welcome, or Jeanette, welcome. Debbie, Dell, welcome. Marilyn, welcome everyone. Okay, all right, so look at this shimmer paper. So nice, you could just about eat it. I get that way with some things. Some things I just think, oh, wow. Now, look at this bright paper. Now, all of your brights cardstock are going to obviously coordinate with this paper. Now, Stampin' Up make it really, really easy. For every designer series paper that we have, they have on the back what goes with it. So in this, we've got Berry Burst, Blackberry Bliss, Flirty Flamingo, Highland Heather, Lemon Lime Twist, Lemon Lolly, Melon Mambo, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Petal Pink, Pumpkin Pie, and Real Red. So there's many, many, many colors that will go with this paper. So, of course, we have double-sided paper. So we've got the more neutral pattern and we've got the busy pattern. So it's really good. You get 2 sheets of each in the designer series paper. So you always have a second sheet. So this one's actually like nice for a scrapbooking page, or you can actually cut it down the middle and do card fronts, which is super, super fun. So it's got the lemon lime twist on the back. We've got the beautiful little zinnia flowers here. Who loves zinnia flowers? I know I had them in my garden in my old house. My first original house that I had when I first got married, I had zinnias in the garden. I love this piece. This is tone on tone. So it's Melon Mumbo and Real Red together. Doesn't it look absolutely stunning? Like, absolutely. You could do this on Melon Mumbo cardstock with the zinnia stamp. So beautiful neutral pattern on the back. Morning, Leslie. Morning, Anne. Welcome. Laurie, welcome. Lynn, Daryl, hello. Welcome. So we've got some nice greens here. So the Old Olive, the Lemon Lime Twist, the Mossy Meadow, and some stripes on the back. And then some gorgeous flowers there. And, some beautiful Highland Heather and gorgeous grape, or maybe Blackberry Bliss on the back. So we've got some gorgeous, gorgeous paper. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do, let me see what color card base. I might just do a basic white card base. Did I put those? I did. I might just do a basic white to start off with, because we can always coordinate with colors as we go. So I think basic white. I'm going to grab a basic white smaller layer, and I'm going to emboss with the embossing folder, because we want to give all this a run for its money. So we want to see what it's like. Now let me get myself sorted here so I haven't got things everywhere. Right. Okay. So I have that, the embossing folder. So you can see the embossing folder has got these gorgeous zinnias all over it. So let's emboss a piece of white cardstock with that gorgeous embossing folder. Which way will we do it? Zinnias are going up that way, so let's go that way, because we're going to do our card up that way. So I'm going to probably line it up in that with that line on there and get ready. I'll bring in my cut and emboss. Just need plate number 1. I'm going to pop the fold going through first. So this is a 3D embossing folder. So we're going to need our base plate number 1, our embossing folder with our cardstock in it, and then of course our number 4 plate. And we're running it with the fold going through our embossing folder, our embossing machine first. And we're just going to run that through only one way. Please do not run your embossing folders back the other way. Hey, Susan, thanks for joining. Please make sure, and Susan, I think you got your catalogue. I think it said that it got delivered yesterday. I apologise for everyone. Jill, you're on here. I mean, I have sent the catalogues out. I sent them out on the 7th, believe it or not. Good old Australia Post, hey? They seem to take their time trying to deliver things. So I did actually send them on the day that you actually requested them, and it's taken this long for them to actually get delivered. So better turn it up that way. So now what I want to do is I'll hold that up so you can see that. So some gorgeous flowers there. I think what I want to do is I want to add just a little bit of color in the background. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe take my bubble bath with the blending brush, and I just want a hint of pink in that background. Now let me see. Oh wow, this has had like berry burst or something in it, but I'm just trying to get rid of some of the ink out of. Actually, you know what? I'll take a little bit. So I'm just taking that off there. So I'm inking it up and rubbing it off there, and I'm just going to slightly do some pink around the edge. I do admit I have a bit of melon mambo or something in this blending brush, so it's probably not going to give you a true look of the bubble bath because I think it's mixing with some darker pink. But I love to leave my my brushes. I don't actually wash them out because I have them for each color, so I don't actually wash them out all the time. And sometimes I love the fact that I've still just got a bit of color in there and I can just pop it around. But you can see there. Now I can actually, if I wanted to, just go over the top a little bit just to bring out that embossed look, okay? So it just makes it a little bit more obvious. Now I'm just going to wipe my desk with my lovely chamois that goes with my glass mat studio so that I have no ink on there when it comes to using my white card base. All right, so we've got that. Now, I think I want to do, I'm going to fold that in half so that I've got that sorted. But I think I want to do maybe a little strip of the designer series paper down the side so we can add a bit of that gorgeous color coming in. So let's see what piece we want to use. There's one there with I feel like I want to use this one. So this one's got some bright colored flowers. I just want to use like a little strip of this. So what you could do with this piece to get the best out of this piece would be to pop it in your trimmer at 6 inches. Okay, so pop it in. This is a little bit like Love It, Chop It. Pop it into your trimmer at 6 inches and run it through. Now, you can cut this into card front sizes. Now, I always do 3 3/4. So you could cut it into card front sizes and you can see there, you've got a gorgeous card front size straight off. Okay, I actually just want a strip. So I think what I'm going to do is I might just cut that strip there. I just want a 1 inch strip to go down the front of this card. So let's pop that aside. Okay, so we have a 1 inch strip to go down the side here. So of course now I want to do a combination layer in behind. So do I want to do, let's bring in a couple of the colors. Do I want to do Highland Heather in behind here? Do I want to do Melon Mambo, which will probably be maybe my guess? Melon Mambo. So I want you to vote on this. Melon Mambo, or one of my favorites, if I can find some here. Do I have some in here? Surely I do. Yes. Blackberry Bliss. Okay, so tell me, what color do you think I need to do in behind? Highland Heather, Melon Mambo, or Blackberry Bliss? Okay, so Beryl's voting for Melon Mambo. Julie is voting for Melon. So I've got 2 for Melon Mambo, 3 for Melon Mambo. Glenda's voting for Melon Mambo, or Mambo, however you want to say it. Kay, okay, Melon Mambo's got it because it's got to 5. So, I mean, my choices, I probably wouldn't have went the Highland Heather, but we've got the Melon Mambo. So we're going to do Melon Mambo in behind, and I'm also going to do a strip of Melon Mambo down there if I have another piece, which I probably don't. And my father is trying to call me and I'm on a live video, so I will have to ring him back after I'm finished. I only have Berry Burst actually. So can we change it to Berry Burst? What do you think? Will it matter if we change it to Berry Burst? Will you all be okay with that? Berry Burst in under here. It's very similar to Melon Mambo. Ooh, I think I'm going to go berry because I need this strip for down the side as well. Ooh, and I'm not going to get, oh yeah, I will get a strip out of there. So I think I'm going to have to, yes, change it, Michelle. Yep. Okay, you're all happy with me actually just throwing in a bit of a change there. I apologize for that, but I didn't have any more melon mambo in my craft room. I don't. It's actually out in my craft studio, so I can't do that. All right, so let's go 3 3/4 by 5.5, and that will be perfect to go in under here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use this strip because let's just do something like this on here rather than, let's just do that type of thing. I think will look quite nice. All right, and you're going to be blown away when you see what I'm going to do for the focal part of this card because I've got it in my brain exactly what I want to do. All right, so I'm going to do that. So we need to cut this piece here. I'm going to cut, I think I want the white to be gone off it. So I'm going to cut that top part. There'll be a little bit of white still left. So I want to have that it's going to be the same size as my embossed layer, which is there, correct. This one here, we need to be the same size as the embossed layer. So that's 5 3/8 as well. All right, so we're going to do that and we'll have that in there under that. Okay, all looking good. So let's glue some of those together so that we can start to get this card coming together. Oh, now I've left I've left the lid off my glue, so I'm hoping, yes, I can. I was going to say, so I'm hoping I can get some glue out that it hasn't dried out, but I can. All right, so we're going to do that and we're going to do that. So I'm going to add this layer. I want it to sit around about there. And then this one is going to line up over the top. So like that. Very, very pretty. All right, so we have that. Now, I don't actually think I have any ribbon. I'm going to have to work out what ribbon I want to have with this because I don't think I actually have any ribbon that's going to be Berry Burst color. Berry Burst is better, Marilyn? Yeah, I think it came up quite nice with the Berry Burst. All right. So I think what I want to do is grab a piece of basic white. I want to grab my stamp set and I'm going to use this stamp. Now I apologize because I don't have, it's brand new, this stamp, so I don't have any of my stickers on. So I apologize, I have to pop my sticker on very quickly. Okay, so let's go there. Now I just want to show you, so if you're brand new to crafting and or you've just joined and you're not sure how to line these stickers up, I'm going to show you my foolproof way of lining your stickers up. So you take your backing off your cling stamp, you take your sticker off the sheet and pop it onto your block, directly onto your block. Stick it to your block, okay? Pull up the backing and remove it, and then you actually line your stamp up and you stamp over the top of your stamp. So I'm just going to stand up. So what you do is you line your stamp up like so, stamp it down. You've got your sticker on, you've got perfect placement. It's something that I've always done with my stamps, and it's just super, super easy to get it exactly where you want it to be. All right, I'm actually going to do a little bit of fun here. I'm actually going to emboss, and I think I'm going to emboss it with gold. So I'm going to bring in my embossing buddy, and I'm going to cover my white piece of cardstock with my embossing buddy powder. Now, the embossing buddy powder, it makes sure that you haven't got any oil fingerprints or anything on your piece of cardstock, so that it definitely, because wherever there is anything on your cardstock, it can tend to make the embossing powder stick to somewhere where it shouldn't. So then I'm going to take my Versamark ink. Now, because this is a big stamp, I'm actually going to I'm going to leave my stamp upside down like that, and I'm going to take my Versamark ink and I'm going to ink it up like that. I always think when you've got a big stamp, it's best to take your ink to the stamp rather than trying to get your stamp and trying to get this big stamp and stamp on to that ink pad. So I'm just going to stamp that smack bang in the middle there. So Versamark ink is a sticky ink that allows our embossing powder to actually stick to the sticky ink, and then we can heat emboss. So now I'm going to use my embossing additions tool here. So the tray, I'm going to grab my gold embossing powder, and we are going to throw some gold over that. Now we've got our pair of tweezers that we can pick up our sheet of cardstock with and shake it off. So you can see when you do that. Now we've got a little paintbrush that if there's any, it doesn't matter because I'm going to die cut this out anyway, but if there's any embossing powder anywhere where we don't want it to be, you brush it off with your brush. Then the tweezers are fantastic for holding your piece of cardstock so that when you go to heat it, that you don't burn your fingers. Because that's one thing. Who burns their fingers when they do their heat embossing? Who has a hard time when you're heat embossing getting your fingertips burnt? So let me just grab my heat tool from over here. Okay, so we have a heat tool. It has two settings. Some people will ask me, can you use a hairdryer to do this? The answer is no, because the hairdryer doesn't get hot enough for it to actually melt the embossing powder. So it is best to have a heat tool. We sell these heat tools. They're very reasonable. This is the first heat tool I've had since I've joined Stampin' Up, and it's still going strong. So, and believe you me, in the storm at Christmas where my craft studio got smashed and it was like a cyclone and I had water everywhere, my heat tool was out in it and it's still going strong. So, so I'm telling you, it's a really good tool. So it's got two heat settings. One is just to dry and the other one is to heat and do heat embossing. So I'm going to turn that on to the second heat setting. Now, I always like to emboss from underneath. People say, why do you do that? It stops the embossing powder from flying around everywhere. Plus, when you heat cardstock, it curls and warps when you add heat to it. And this makes it curl down and under, not up and out. So when you go to pop your layer on, you'll find that it will curl it. Can you see now it's already curling the cardstock down and under? So there we go. There's the gold starting to take shape. Never ever do I tire from, I'm trying to see if I can hold it in the light that you can see that gold happening, but it's a bit hard. Never ever do I tire from seeing that beautiful gold appear. The bomb is when you are heat embossing on black cardstock with either gold or silver. It's fantastic seeing that all go the way it does. Maybe if I hold it that way, you can see it appearing. It's a bit hard in the camera angle to see it. So the main thing is with heat embossing is to not overheat it when you see that it's all done. So it will go bubbly and then it will actually smooth out. When it goes bubbly, look at that. Isn't that just stunning? So when it goes bubbly and it smooths out, that's when it's actually heat embossed exactly how you want it. Now I'm going to do something a little bit different here today that I haven't done for a fair while. I'm actually going to do some water colouring with this because I just thought it just looked like it would blend into a really good watercolouring thing. So now I've got our aqua painters. Our aqua painters come in like a pack of 3. You have a large brush one, you have a fine one and a medium one. So you can use all different ones when you go to do this. Now you could, with our little tray that comes with your, find it here, this little tray here, We could actually, if we wanted to, we could put our re-inkers in here, but just remember, I mean, this is designed to stick onto our glass mat, so it's going to stick there and not move. You can see that. You can actually pop some little re-inkers in here so that when you're watercoloring, you could pop your cardstock in there, and when you're watercoloring, you could actually use it like that. I'm not going to use it like that because I don't actually want to stain my, my little tray. So I'm actually going to grab some Berry Burst. I think I'm going to do Berry Burst. I might do, I'm going to just do Berry Burst, and I think I might do Bubble Bath for the colour to start off with. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to push my ink pad and get some ink happening in there. So I want just some light pink happening. So I'm just going to squeeze my water painter, and I'm just going to cover all of those. Now, because it's been heat embossed, it's going to encapsulate this color all the way around. So the light pink, what we're doing is we're just layering down a little layer. And I know that with Bubble Bath there, it's probably very hard to see that color, but I just wanted a little bit of light pink happening there. So I'm just picking that up. Now you can, if you wanted to, you can actually wet your watercoloring first. Now this is just done on basic white cardstock. It's not done on watercolor paper. So I'm trying to not wet it too much because it is just basic white cardstock. So this would work really, really well on our fluid paper. And I'm just winging it this morning, and I just decided when I popped this out here on the desk that I was going to do it. So I just didn't have any watercolor paper on hand. But you can actually, a lot of people say, can you watercolor on our basic white? You can, you just got to be very careful with how much water you actually use on it. Okay, so you can see there we've got a light coloring. Oh, Christine, I'm so sorry to hear that. I just was reading in the comments. I'm so sorry. My heart goes out to you guys. Lean on each other for some strength. They've got some great treatments these days, so fingers crossed that, yeah, the treatment is the answer. So, yeah, big hugs to you. All right, so now I'm actually going to take my Berry Burst because I want to add some more colour to here. So I'm just going to grab the Berry Burst. I'm going to pick that up, and I'm just going to add some Berry Burst in the middle of these flowers. Now there's not a lot of room to move as far as adding that extra color, but you just want to add that color and then blend it out as you go out towards the outside petal. So I just wanted the inside to look a little bit darker in color and add a little bit of color. I'm just going to pick up a tiny little bit to add some more color in there as we go out towards that edge. Okay, so can you see that's just added some depth and darkness just into that middle? Okay. All right, so we're going to pick up some more. We may be able to see it a little bit more in this last bottom one down the bottom here. So I'm just going to, I'm picking up a little bit more, going, just touching those outside edges and then going back through as I go just to blend it out and get it to move out towards the outside. I'm going to add a little bit more here on these outside pieces and just slowly take your time, blend it out so that you get that gorgeous going from dark in the center out to darker on the outside. Okay, and you'll see that when you are doing this, the embossing resists the color because the embossing, the watercolor doesn't stick to the embossing. So I find when you're watercoloring, this is a really, really easy way to watercolor for the simple fact that the actual embossing helps you when it comes to layering that color onto it. Okay, so just adding a little bit of color as I go and getting those zinnias. Okay, so we've got the darker on the inside, and then it's sort of blending out. Like honestly, it looks so much better in real life to what it does on screen. Like it doesn't show how beautiful it is. I can tell you. I'll do a close-up photo of this after I've finished so that you can definitely see that blending. It looks absolutely gorgeous. So let's grab some green now. So all I've done with my water painter is I've just added squeezed a little bit of water out and ran it clear onto a paper towel. Okay, so let's bring in some old olive now. And we will add, I'm not strong enough this morning to get my old olive to, and I don't, and I don't have any old olive re-inker in here. Let's try a bit harder. I'm getting there. I've got a little bit. All right, so let's add some water into this old olive here. There we go. We're probably going to have enough anyway. So I want it to be fairly watery because I want it to, I want to get a light covering. So I'm just going to go over all of those stems and leaves with the old olive. Now I don't mind if I go outside the lines because we are going to die cut this. So and watercoloring is meant to not be totally neat. I mean, if you want to take a little bit more time, you'll find that embossing will encapsulate it and stop it from going outside the lines. I've just done a couple of bits there that I've gone outside the lines. Now, if I was on watercolor paper, I would be able to squeeze a little bit, get my brush clean and squeeze a little bit of water on those pieces, and I'd be able to soak out and pull out that I went outside the lines. But I'm totally okay with it because I am going to cut it out, and I don't see that it's a big deal. So now I've laid down some light on there. Now what I want to do is I want to go back and I want to add a bit of shading. So I'm going to not add water. I'm going to pick up the green there, and I'm going to add the darker bits here. And then once I've added the darker, I'm going to then blend out. Now, remember, this is on proper basic white, so it's not on, it would have a better effect if I was on watercolor paper. So I'm just going to add some darker bits just in the veiny parts of those leaves, just to add a little bit of depth, a little bit on the stems. So just picking up a little bit of that darker color and blending it out. But watercoloring doesn't have to be, a lot of people, who's scared of watercoloring? Type into the comments, do you watercolor or do you shy away from it? Is it something that you are scared of, that you haven't had much experience and so you tend to say, I'm not going to do it? Or is it something that you would like to learn more about? So don't be too worried about being particular about it, because like watercoloring, I just say to people, just go for it, have a bit of a go. And the more that you get it, like especially on watercolor paper, the more that you get it wet, the better it blends. It actually blends so much better. All right, so we've done that. I'm going to move that out of the way. Now you can see we have a gorgeous watercolored color. So now I could have just stamped this image and used my blends, but if I was going to stamp the image and use my blends, I wouldn't do the gold embossing because the blends will actually color your gold embossing. So if you're going to use blends, then you need to actually stamp in a water-based color and then actually use your blends. But if you're doing anything like watercoloring, you either need to heat emboss or you need to actually use a StazOn ink to be able to do it. Yes, waterpaper color is very forgiving. So it makes watercoloring so much easier when you actually have watercolor paper. Our fluid paper is fantastic. Our fluid 100 paper, fantastic for doing watercoloring. And I can tell you, you will get the best watercoloring effects when you actually use when you actually use the proper paper. All right, so now I'm going to grab, I'm hoping, I haven't even looked in the dies. I'm hoping there's a die that will cut this out. I'm assuming there will be. So let's pop that up on there. Yeah, so Christine, blends are a lot easier. It's just that I'm not a black memento person. I'm not really keen on if I was going to use my blends, I would probably stamp that flower in basic grey and then actually colour. I'm just not a black. I'm not really into the black stamping and then colouring. Just personal preference. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. A lot of people do it, but my personal preference is I'm not really into that. All right, so we're going to cut out this gorgeous flower. I'm still trying to think of what ribbon I'm going to use on here. I have a little bit of ribbon that might go, my bubble bath ribbon could probably go with it. Okay, so we have a gorgeous flower. Stunning. All right, so let's move that off my desk. Okay. So, of course, if you've just come in and you're seeing this and you're absolutely loving this stamp and dies and paper and embossing folder, the only way that you can get it right now is to actually purchase it in a starter kit. So I do apologize for showing things. I mean, it's nice to have a bit of a sneak peek and see what's coming, but you can actually get it in a starter kit. So don't think you can't buy it. I mean, make use of that awesome starter kit deal and pop it into a starter kit. There's so many gorgeous products in our new online exclusives. And for once, they've allowed us to actually have access to all of the online exclusive products, because normally we only get a sampling that we can pre-order, but we were able to order it all this morning. All right, now, is there anything else in these dies? Ooh, okay, so I wonder, could I put, before I do that, I wonder could I cut some of these gorgeous, these flowers here out of that berry burst. Let's see what we can do here. I'm not quite sure what it's going to do, but I'm going to try cutting some of these flowers out of this berry burst glimmer paper. So hang on, and I'll just change my blade on my trimmer. Actually, no, I'll just cut some with some scissors. Let me just cut some. Okay, that and that. Whoop, and I've just lost those on the ground. Okay, so there we go. Did anyone cringe then when I was cutting into that glimmer paper? Like, no, don't cut it. All right. I don't have a phobia about cutting into something and using my products, because I know I can just buy more. All right, so let's cut some of them out. I don't know. This might be nice to have some of these sitting in behind those flowers. It's a thought. Bow lady, gold ribbon. Yeah, I was thinking about the gold. I've got the silver and the gold ribbon combo. I was thinking I might do that. It would look nice because it would set off that gold embossing again as well. So it'll tie in that gold embossing a little bit more as well. Okay. I so need to order some new cutting pads. All right, so let's grab those off there. Ooh, how pretty are they? Ooh, lovely. Okay, that and that. I was thinking they might sit in under that flower nicely. I thought there might have been some more foliage sort of bits in it, but there's not really. I could do, they're the veins for the leaves, I know that much. I could do them as little spriggy bits in behind, but I think we will just go with that. Now, I've lost my flower. I've lost my flower, everybody. Where did I put the flower after all that? I have totally lost my flower that I just embossed and coloured. That's crazy. Ah, there it is. It stuck to the back of my glimmer paper, everyone. So there we go. I forgot and I sat the glimmer paper on top of it. Not on the floor, it's on the back of my glimmer paper that I just had on my desk. Because I'd already taken the backings off the dimensionals because I changed my mind. There we go. Found. It's okay. I found it. I just thought maybe I could pop them in behind. Ooh, that looks pretty. What do you think? Pop them in behind. That looks quite pretty. What do you think? Hey, Leslie, that's okay that you're late. No problem whatsoever. Look on the floor. What about the ribbon? Can you colour in? I could, but I think the gold will actually set it off. I think if I put a strip of the gold down there, I think it will look quite nice. So I'll just grab my gold. And believe it or not, just bear with me. I think the gold down here will just look really pretty. I just need to duck into another room and grab another roll of the gold. You would think I would have all of my supplies in white in my craft room, wouldn't you? But, you know, I mean, I have spare rooms. Is Theo with me? No, he's not with me this morning. He is out and about in the house somewhere, doing his own thing. I don't know what his problem is this morning, but he's not the crafty cat this morning. Okay, so I thought he might have come in here once I started to talk, but he hasn't. I think he's got himself on my recliner, laying up on my recliner chair, lazing about in the living room. I think he's quite happy where he is. Okay. So, hey, Suzanne. So we've got that. So that's looking really pretty. I think I'm going to definitely pop those flowers in there. So I'm just going to add a little bit of Seal Plus. I like where they're sitting. They've actually just glued onto my dimensional, so I'm quite happy about that. So I'm just going to add that just there like that. Oh, how pretty is this? Absolutely stunning. Now, we need to work out what we're going to say in this card. Words fail to express my gratitude. Thank you so much. Sending flowers and thinking of you. I think I'm going to do... Oh, I like sending flowers and thinking of you. I might do that. Let's see whether we have a nice narrow strip. Let me see. This one here. Okay, so now the situation is, do we want to do it in Berry Burst? Do we want to do it in Old Olive? What colour do we want to stamp the sentiment? Now, I'll just grab my sentiment out and I'll pop it onto my sticker. So Carol says she's not sure about the glimmer paper, glimmer flowers. I just wanted to use it because we have glimmer flowers. Just wanted to add a little bit of bling. All right, so let's grab my stamp here, my sticker. So Margaret's saying Berry Burst. Yeah, I think the sending flowers sentiment's quite nice. Something different. My stamp. That way. No. Get the stamp right. That way. There we go. Okay. And there. Berry burst. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3 for berry burst and 2 for old olive. Keep voting, people. Berry burst or old olive? Which way? Berry burst or old olive? I think it's going to end up being berry burst. Well, berry burst, I've got 3. Oh, now I've got 3 for old olive. Keep typing, people. And another 2 for berry burst. Berry burst did it. Okay, so we're going to ink that up. We're going to stamp that down. I'm going to stamp it down here as low as I possibly can so that I can trim it down and make it a little bit thinner. And that's as crooked as. So let's try again. Hang on, I need to stand up. I need to stand up so I can get it straight. Let's see if I can get it straight this time. That way. Is it straight? Oh, not too bad. Okay, sending flowers and thinking of you. All right. So now I'm going to bring in my little baby handy dandy trimmer that I use. And I nearly had a panic because it wasn't in the drawer where it normally is. So let's go that way. About there, I think. Yep, that's good. Okay. I always like to trim my sentiments down a little bit too. Like I just feel like the thinner, the nicer they are. So, and I like to put a little angle on them. So an angle that way and an angle that way. And it just gives them a little bit of interest when they're on the front of your card. So look at that. Isn't that super cute? Do I want to pop it up there? Oh, I think I want to pop it up in there. That looks quite cute. Okay, so we're going to pop some dimensionals just on the ends so that we can pop it up there in those flowers. So if you're new to watching me, please chime in and let me know. Are you a new person watching me? Now, if you would like catalogs sent out too, I did have a day the other day where a few people wanted the mini catalog sent out. So if you don't have a demonstrator that you're working with and you would really, really love to see the mini catalog with our products in it, please don't hesitate to message me and ask me to send a catalog out. I would love to send one out to you. There we go. All right, so I think that just looks super cute. And we need, I bought in the extra roll, so let's add a gorgeous bow. I haven't even stuck it on the front yet, no. Okay, so we'll add a bow. Actually, I feel like we need to stamp something on the inside. Let's try the insert first before we start decorating the front. What do you think? I've got that ready to go anyway. All right, so let's grab an insert for the inside. Now, I think I'm going to cheat on the inside, so I'm going to show you something that we can do here. Okay, so let's do coloring with blends on the insert, and let's see how we feel about when we use blends compared to the watercoloring. And you can give me your opinion, whichever way you think is the better way to go. So let's grab a block and we'll put the stamp on the back there. I apologize for not having my stamps done, but I've literally got this out of the box and popped it on my desk yesterday to show you today. I literally just got it out of the box. Okay, so we've got that. Now we've got to try and work out how this, there it is there. So it's got a straight edge here, so I can actually work out that from that straight edge, that's actually how the sticker goes on. Okay, so we've got that. We've got our leaves. And a block. Okay, let's pop those leaves on there. Okay. All right. And we'll pop that on there. All right. So now if I was going to colour, I would use the basic grey as my ink colour. I mean, it's still going to look dark, but it's not going to be... do I ever use the blender pens? I can use the blender pens if you would like me to show you. I've got blender pens right here, so I can use the blender pens if you like. Okay, so I'm just going to ink up that flower and pop that in there. Okay, so you can see it is fairly dark, that ink, but I just feel like it's not as stark dark as the... I'm just going to pop a leaf in there, and I'm going to pop... Whoops. Well, I'm just going to have to go there now. Some leaves there. All right. So I'll show you what we can do with the blender pens. Okay. I'm just going to wipe that off my desk so I don't get it all over everything. I mean, my basic grey is very inky. I've just re-inked all of my ink pads, so they're very, very juicy and very inky. Let's grab the blender pens. All right. So we can bring in our berry burst again. I might bring in the bubble bath to start off with. So now our blender pens, they have like a liquid in them that we can actually pick up the colour and use it like some... So if you don't have blends, my suggestion is buy some blender pens, because then you can just pick up the ink and colour. It's not quite as good as what the... so they're a blender pen. They've got a liquid in them. You just pick it up and then you can go in and colour. Okay? So it's a great way of, if you don't have the blends and you are thinking, I want to colour, but I don't have the blends, this is a great alternative, because you can then colour in any colour. I should put that in my... I need to just do that. There. Oh, I just got it all over my finger. So it's a great alternative if you didn't have the blends. It doesn't blend as nicely, but as I said, it's still a way of colouring, and it's a cheaper alternative that you can just buy a set of these blender pens and go for it. You do have to be careful, because I have actually used the water-based ink there, that I'm not going to move too much of that grey around. But yeah, we can actually get away with it by doing that. And what you do with these blender pens is, once you've actually used the color that you want, you then grab a piece of white cards, or any cardstock, anything, a scrap. I've got a scrap over here sitting on my desk, and you just run it clean like that. Okay, so it is a great idea. Now we can bring in the berry burst, and we can use the blender pens in the same way. So let's do that. Okay, I can pick up the berry burst and add some berry burst into the center. Now I'm just going to flick that berry burst out from the center. And it's just going to add that highlight to the flower and give you that darker center. And I mean, like the blender pen, you probably got a little bit more control than what you do with the watercoloring, because you can actually really, it's got a good fine tip on it, so you can actually really get into exactly where you want to put that color. But yeah, you can see, you can definitely get a nice effect by using the blender pens. Add a little bit more just in there. So there you go. Thank you, Marilyn, for asking, and hopefully that has given you an idea of what you can do. And I mean, for many of you out there, if you don't have blends, it's a great alternative. Okay, so we've got that. Then, of course, we will use our old olive for our leaves. Let's hope we can pick up enough of this old olive to be able to colour the leaves. I actually started off with the blender pens. That's actually what I started with rather than actually getting a lot of the blends. And when I first started, blends weren't that big with Stampin' Up. Like we got them, but we didn't have as many colors as what we have now. And I used to shy away from stamps that were lined images that I had to color because I physically didn't have the products to be able to color. Watercoloring scared me, so therefore I shied away from it and I didn't actually do it. But you can see there that you can color quite easily with those blender pens. Leslie's saying, let's face it, ladies, we're craft addicts. And we are. We love collecting products. Don't we all? Oh, thanks, Mary. Mary said that the card is so pretty. Thank you. All right, so let's pop that to the inside of our card now. And then, of course, I mean, some Wink of Stella is really going to set that flower off, I think. Now that we've done that and we add a bit of wink to it, I think it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. So, whoops. I thought I'd already stuck my front bit on, but I haven't. There we go. So we've got our insert there. Of course, I'll use a little bit of wink on that flower. Just to really bling it up. Oh, and in the leaves. Wow. And of course we'll spritz because we can. Okay. Now let's get that front. I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. There. Oh. Okay. Grab my handy dandy take your pick tool to remove the dimensionals. I mean, the thing is, like, I know that we are craft addicts. I mean, the best way to buy your crafting products is actually to join Stampin' Up and enjoy a discount. I did actually have a message, and I did respond to that last night, asking, can you actually buy and not demonstrate and just enjoy the discount? And that is the beauty of Stampin' Up. Yes, you can. You can just be your own best customer. You totally can. And I would say 90% of my team are their own best customers, for sure. All right, so now, of course, we need a bow. Fear of missing out, Janice. Yeah, it's absolutely, it's so good to be a part of Stampin' Up and be able to, like, we actually get the option to get in and purchase these products before they go live to the public, which is really, really great because as a demonstrator, you are guaranteed that in pre-order that you're going to be able to get it. So, because, I mean, we show these things and then, of course, when it goes live to the public, they go crazy because they've fallen in. It's an obsession. It is, Jeanette. Okay, so I'm just going to add some Seal Plus there and add my bow into there. Then, of course, we've got these gorgeous, gorgeous sequins, shiny sequins that go with it. So I'm thinking I might use the pink ones. What color do you think? The pink, the yellow, or the green? What color do you think? The yellow? The pink? I'm not real keen on those ones. Or the green? What color? I'm swaying more towards the pink but I'll wait and see. While I'm waiting, I'll add a little bit of Wink of Stella onto my flowers on the front. So type into the comments, what sequin color do you think we should use? So let's add some Wink of Stella. That just brings those flowers to life when you add that wink. It's so pretty. And then, of course, a spritzing. Pink, 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 pink. Okay, I've got one for green. 1, 2, 3. What have I got? 1, 2, 3. 4 for green, for pink. 2 for green. Okay, 5 for pink. Pink it is. Okay, so let's get a bit of that spritzing happening over there. All right, so let's pick up some of these pink ones and we'll pop them around. So, of course, we've got our handy dandy take your pick tool, which is fantastic for popping these gorgeous sequins around where we need to. Down there. Okay. And there you have a beautiful card using the Zinnia stamp set. So Flowering Zinnias, which is a new online exclusive for next month. It will actually be live to the customers. So if you actually want to purchase it next month, you can actually get it next month. And look, now there's 2 of me. That's scary, isn't there? Now there's 2 of me. Okay, so you can actually get these products in a starter kit today. So for $169, you can pop the suite into the starter kit and get a few more products. I'm trying to see how much the suite itself is altogether. I don't know whether I have a price of the suite altogether. I do. The whole suite collection is $146. And if you wanted the bundle just on its own, the bundle is $91.75. So Julie, it was great. A great idea. So Julie's husband got a mat made for her, a glass mat. The pink edging does set it off, doesn't it, Beryl? I think so too. Yeah. So the pink edging, Beryl's talking about how I've got the pink edging around it and how it sets it off. I'm one of these people that I like to have like a coordinating color, like a contrasting color, just to make the images pop at the front. It was really, really good. Oh, good, Susan. Yeah, thank you. I did have, because I had a tracking thing on it, so I did know that it got delivered. So you'll be able to enjoy looking at all the gorgeous products. Now we're going to have a new catalog that's going to come out in April this year. So in March, we are actually going to be able to get to see it. And in April, we'll have a new annual catalogue too. So for any of my customers that have purchased within the 6-month period, you will automatically get a catalogue sent out to you. For anyone that wants catalogues, you actually need to ask me for one. So because I don't know you need one if you haven't asked me for one. So thank you everyone for hanging out with me. Give me the thumbs up if you love that card. If you haven't followed my business page or my YouTube channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you want to purchase any products, I did the free class yesterday. For anyone that purchases $100 worth of products or more, you'll get a card kit from yesterday's free online class using beautiful perennial lavenders suite. If you purchase between the 13th of February 2024 to the 17th of February 2024 using my host code, and of course up there is a QR code that has the host code connected to it, or it's in the description of this video as well. So if you are looking to purchase any products, please let me know. If you want a hand, if you have any questions, if you would like to join my team, please, by all means, reach out to me. My phone number is in the description. Give me a phone call. I would be more than happy to answer any questions that you have that may have you wondering whether it's the right thing for you or not. I mean, I just think, why would you not want a discount? That's all I can think. So, And I'm a no pressure person. Like, honestly, I just support you with your Stampin' Up however you want to be supported. So it's a great deal this February, the starter kit. They only sweeten the deal every now and then. So the deal is always $235 worth of product, and you only pay $169. For this month only, the end of February 2024, this deal is going to go away. You can get this Glass Mat Studio for free, which is a value of $106. You can get that for free. The outlay is only $169. So my attitude is, if you're going to place an order and if your order is going to be more than $169, it's better to place things in a starter kit, and then you get an ongoing discount guaranteed until the end of July. No matter how much you spend or how little you spend, you are guaranteed a discount of 20% on all of your orders that you place after you've purchased that starter kit. And purchasing the starter kit means that you get to be a part of my Wild Heart Crafters crafting community, and it's super fun. We have monthly team meetings. We have a team Facebook group. We have weekly challenges that we do that helps you get creating and helps you with your crafting. And it's always good to have other people to bounce ideas off and for some support when it comes to your crafting. So thank you, everyone. And until next time, happy crafting. I will see you all again tomorrow morning.